We are going to be doing a little transformation with a Jon Renau topper. This here is the after, and you are going to be so surprised at really how little we needed to do to go from this to this. I'm going to take you through this every step of the way because really there were two things that I needed to achieve here. One was how in the world I was going to secure this to my head because there is no front clip and the side clips did nothing. So I had to figure out once I removed those two side clips and having nothing there at all in the middle, how in the world was I going to keep this on my head? So that was definitely one of the things we need to deal with. And the other thing was I really wanted to put in sort of a shorter little bang in this one. So I'm going to take you through that as well. So yes, guys, this is called Top Style. It's the 12-inch in Shaded Mocha by Jon Renau. Again, this is the after we worked with it a little bit. This is an absolutely gorgeous topper and I cannot wait to show you. So, without further ado, let's get going on this. First though, let's take a look at this gorgeous topper. Let's take a look at the cap. You are going to get a tremendous amount of coverage with this piece. As you can see, not only do we have this really nice base, but we have plenty of extra wefts on this. We've got a lot of coverage on this, which is lovely. This extra coverage means that you're going to have more coverage back in here. You're not going to have to worry too much about your own hair kind of showing through. I personally love that. It's less stressful, and I like to get as much coverage back here as I can. We have monofilament. This square here is monofilament. It's actually a double monofilament, which means that it's got two layers and it feels very silky and nice. If you don't have much hair at all, it's going to be comfortable. A single monofilament is a little scratchier, and it doesn't bother me so much. As fine as I am, I do have a nice barrier here with my own hair, so I don't have issues with even a single monofilament. But I love the bonus of having double monofilament. We do have this kind of silicone plastic kind of base here. Again, this is gonna not itch, it's gonna be nice. We don't have a clip there though. So there lies the quandary with this piece. I have to figure out how I can secure this on my head comfortably. Here's the other bit, is that we do have the side clips over here. However, they hit me, right really where I don't have any hair to clip into. And if I don't clip them in, I'm not going to get any sort of front security there, but they just kind of hurt. They hurt to have them there. So I'm going to remove these side clips completely. But we have clips here. We have one in the back. So we have plenty of security back there, and I have hair that I can do that with. But it's just going to fall back if I don't figure out how I can secure this topper, the front part of it, nicely on my head. So I'm going to hope that I can use the It Stays. This is a body adhesive. It's not a glue. It's not like Got to Be Glued and that whole line. That is a glue. This is an adhesive, and it is very different chemically, actually. And I like using this. I have very sensitive skin. This was not initially created for helper hair at all. It's actually a medical body adhesive. So it's made for the skin. So it's hypoallergenic. It is water soluble, and it's safe. It's safe to have on your skin all day. So I'm hoping that I can secure the front of that topper with this. Yes, we do have a bit of that sort of lacing closed cap material right in here. That's right in the crown area, and there is permatease in there. I personally think it's amazing that they did this, because what it does, it creates just this really pretty feminine crown. And without that permatease to really kind of keep these fibers up and off the cap all day long, it would just sit to the plane of our head. It would just be very flat, And that isn't a look that I like. And I think having a little volume, now this isn't like Noriko, you're not going to have a Noriko poof, but it's going to give you a really pretty feminine profile. And it just adds to sort of the whole look of this topper. So it's nicely done. Now, if you are new to all of this, I just want to let you know that you have to prep your hair a little when you wear toppers, even ones that give you amazing coverage. You still need to prep your own hair. And what I mean by that is, it's not like a wig where you just dry your hair, you put it up, and you get your wig on and you're good. I have a lot of straight toppers. If not at this moment, all of my toppers are straight in their fibers are straight and silky. So I need to try to achieve that same texture and look with my own hair. Now, you know, this gives me a ton of coverage, but you're still gonna see my hair here. You're gonna see it back in here as well. And as it moves around my own hair, you'll probably be able to see some of that from time to time. So I have to straighten my own hair. Now, the really awesome positive thing about having very thin, fine hair, it doesn't take me but just a few minutes. I mean, just a couple minutes and I'm done. So yay for those of us that don't have much hair to straighten, because it doesn't take long. And so that is done. I have that finished. So I am ready now to get this on. Now, I used to prefer to sort of place my topper probably about right here and let this out. It's not much, but it's what I would do. And then I would use fill-in powder, root powder, to just kind of get in there so you couldn't see straight back, you know, to my topper. However, my hair the hairline is receding a little. This hair is getting more fine as time goes on. So I'm having now to really place my toppers pretty much right up to my hairline, like I would a wig, to get the look that I like. Otherwise, I'm getting this kind of more of this bizarre sort of profile look because it's just not what it used to be. So I am starting to entertain and gravitate toward actually lace front toppers. Those are a fabulous option if you even have really no hair up here, because you can place them where your hairline should be, and that lacing is going to melt in, and you're going to, you know, that hair is just going to look like it's growing right out of your scalp and really balance that whole look for you. So I'm really starting to look in that direction. This topper, as you saw, is not lace front, but I am going to place this right up to the front of my hairline. So let's go ahead and put this on right now. Now, when I get ready to really experiment with the It Stays, I'm going to remove these side clips, but for now, I just want to get this on. And I'm going to talk about sort of the other part of our experiment that we are going to do today. All right, so this little area here, this center little area, is my guide. Don't look at the part because that's generally not going to be in the very middle. So I'm going to look at that as my center, and I am going to just really place that to the very front of where my hair grows out. Now, these front clips, honestly, they are not going to do anything for me. So I'm just going to kind of close them back up, because anything they grab is going to be baby fine and it's going to hurt. So I'm going to hold my topper here, and did I not undo all of these? I don't think I undid them. So you are going to kind of drag it down, kind of pull it down a little bit, grab some hair, but then you're going to let it ride up to where it needs to be and then close it. That's really important, because if you close these clips at the very bottom thinking, oh, it's going to be secure, it's going to be secure, but it's also going to really inflame and irritate the hair follicle. It's going to pull your hair pretty much all day. And that is not good. You can actually do damage. You can cause that follicle inflammatory sort of balding in patches where that clip is, and you don't want to do that. So let it ride up on its own and then close it. So that's probably right where I would have it. You could do the patty four-finger thing, kind of make sure that you have it where a natural hairline would be on you. And so yeah, that's where I plan on wearing this. Okay, Now, I am aware that my own hair needs to grow probably about an inch, maybe a tiny bit more, to really effectively work nicely with this topper. And so I'm gonna let my hair do that. I'm not gonna trim this topper really to the length that I need it. I don't have much to go, and I really love the length of this topper. So I am just gonna wait and wear it after my hair grows out. So once you get your topper on, it's really important that you hold it while you style it, that you hold it while you comb through it, because again, you don't want to irritate that hair that's been clipped gently in those clips. So always hold your topper and then comb through it. It's going to, your hair follicles will thank you. Now, I've never had any issues with my own hair wearing my toppers. Never had any balding. I've never had any irritation or redness, anything that hurts, because I am very, very careful with how I clip my toppers in. I also have different kinds of bases, different sorts of toppers, so I can alternate, so I'm not always clipping in the same place every day or every time I wear it. Now this is truly a beautiful topper. I gravitated toward this because I love sort of the shape of it. I love the razory sort of soft layering that's going on here, and I think it's very feminine and it's gorgeous. This color, Shaded Mocha, is beautiful. I don't mind having some contrast with my own hair color with my toppers. I've even worn much lighter colors like Shaded Praline. I don't mind that contrast, I do like to have a good bit of coverage back here though, because this doesn't match perfectly. So before I really get carried away with this, I'm gonna go ahead and do a spin so you can see what this looks like all the way around. You could get a look as to the coverage, and so let's do that. So when I was doing that, that's where the base of the cap, that's where it stops, is right there. That's a good amount of coverage. This does need some fill-in powder for sure. I need to cover the gray here, so this will blend in really nicely with this color. And I used this fill-in powder. It's called fill-in powder. There's a link for this in my affiliate sort of Amazon favorites little shop, because this is all I've ever used. It's very reasonably priced. I use dark brown for most all of my colors that I have. You really want to pay attention to kind of more of that root color. So this just seems to work well. Remember, you don't have to match perfectly. It's an illusion, and you'd be surprised at how little you need to do really to just sort of push that realism to the forefront. So we will be doing that, and it's going to make quite a difference actually on how this looks. So along with trying to figure out, how I'm going to secure this baby on so I feel very confident going out there, I'm also going to put in a little bit of a bang. I am not that person that wants to put bangs in everything, like, oh, I'd love to put a bang in that. Can I put a bang in that? I really don't ever do that, but I think this piece actually would look really pretty with sort of a curtain bang. I'm not doing anything straight across. I really don't want to lose this really pretty line that we have here, so I would like to put in sort of a curtain bang. Now, when you are looking at trimming anything, whether it's length, doing something like this, you always want to trim longer than you think you need to go and less hair than you think you need. Really important. And that's obvious because it's not going to grow back. So you can trim a little bit extra if you need to, but you can't add it back on. And the other reason why I definitely want to go longer than I think I should is because I want to try to get a little bit of body and lift just the littlest bit out of these bangs when I cut them. So I want to really keep that in mind. So I want to definitely go longer than I think I need. So how are we going to try to get some lift into this non-heat friendly fiber synthetic? You're not supposed to take heat to this. Well, I have here a Helen of Troy blow dryer brush. It is basically going to be blowing out warm air, but it's not super hot. And it even has a high and low setting, but I've even used this on the high setting. It's more of how it blows out than the heat. Doesn't necessarily get warmer, I've noticed. And it does help to put a little body into these synthetic fibers that you're not supposed to take heat to rather well. And we're gonna, though, use a heat protectant. This is a really nice one. This is Jon Renau's Heat Treat Spray. So I am gonna utilize that when I get to this point of doing it. Now, this is not going to put a curl really in these pieces, okay? It can very slightly redirectionalize. I'm always making up my own words. If we had some really strong box hair, the heat alone, and it's a gentle sort of warm heat, and we got to keep moving it along. But it can help. It can help that. It can help doing bangs that may already be in a piece that are doing something kind of funky. You can also utilize a little steam as you do this, but I'm hoping that we don't need to do that. I'm just hoping that we can get away with using this. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so making sure this is straight, really important because I am going to be doing this while it is on my head right here. I have a little sort of thing down here that will catch the little tiny bits of hair that I can just throw away, and I'm doing it right here just because here is where the lighting and sound is the best. I tried doing this in my bathroom yesterday and it was a struggle. It just didn't turn out at all. So we're doing it right here and it'll be fine because I'm really not going to take off much at all. But we're doing that now. I'm going to do this before we figure out the whole securing thing. So let's get going on it. You will need to have your piece on your head where you want to wear it to do something like this with bangs, because otherwise you will really be guessing where that bang is going to hit you if you have like a cork head or something like that. So I personally want to make sure this is on my head where I want it. Get some of this hair out of the way. And again, we want to do less than we think we should so we don't run into an issue. All right, I'm just going to get all of this out of the way. So here we go. Okay, so this is what I sectioned out. Again, I do not want to cut this straight across. I would like to have it sort of go down here at the sides. So I'm actually going to take this section, I'm going to take these out, and I'm going to just take this section here and leave these out. Okay, so I'm going to take this section here. Now again, I'm hoping to get a little bit of lift, not a ton, just a little bit, I'm hoping. So I'm going to keep that in mind when I decide how long I want these to be. So I'm going to start going even longer than that. Okay, so I'm going to take this, you know what? I'm going to need my glasses on for this. Gonna need my glasses on. That's a danger. Okay, so let's see. Let's really bunch these up together. All right, so I'm going to start probably right about here. Okay, so we have that, and that's okay. It might be a little longer than we need, but that's okay. I'd rather do that. Then I'm really going to take this here. I'm going to make that quite a bit longer there. Quite a bit longer there. Good. Good. Perfect. Good. Okay. So we have that going on. Let's, got a little doodad here. And a little. Okay. All right. So you guys, I'm going to actually stop right there. So now I'm going to take just the littlest bit of this area here. Oh, good. Okay. That's good. That's good. I'm going to take a look. Okay, good. I think, good. All right. So now I'm actually going to keep this back for a bit. Okay. I'm actually going to keep this back for a little bit. I think I can. This is one I haven't cut. I'm going to take my glasses off now. Here's the littlest bit. This is not a lot that I took off there. So I may have to trim a little more, but I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to spray a little bit of the heat protectant, and then we're going to see where this lands. I'm telling you, you need to err on the side of caution. So let's go ahead and spray this with some heat protectant. You don't need a lot. I am gonna kind of comb it through. This is part that we haven't done. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on high. I'm really gonna over direction here because I want to get as much lift as I can. These fibers are just fine, and look at that. I think we have success. Really, honestly, that's about the lift I was hoping for. Now, do I want to go shorter? Let me see. So, do I want to go shorter, and do I want more of it? First, make sure that topper's not moving on you. Don't want that happening. Okay. I want these, I think, to stay longer. So maybe I will do just the littlest bit more. I want these to be longer pieces, I think. So I think I'll kind of get those to the side. All right. Back on comes the glasses. That's okay. Make sure this is parted kind of where we want it. Okay. Make sure that topper is where it's going to be. All right. Okay, same thing. I'm going to part these to the side. I'm going to probably bring down just the littlest bit more. And I am going to trim this just the tiniest bit shorter. Now, you could technically do this and then switch it around and cut it, but I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to do that. Okay. All right. So I'm pulling it, but I am going to do this a little bit shorter. So I'm going to sort of start feathering it right about here. Remember, we're going to get a little lift there. And then do we want to incorporate this? I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it alone. Let me see here. You might want to go a little shorter. I know it gets a little scary when we start doing this. All right, I'm going to stop her right there. Okay, so we took off about this much more. All right, and so now I'm going to do some more heat protectant spray. Yep, I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to take my glasses off. Use this. Really going to over direction, just really bring it up and back even. Yay! Okay, I like this. This is great. Okay. This is fun. Okay, it's fun when it turns out, but not so fun when it doesn't. So I got a little bit of body there. That's all I wanted. Really, just the littlest bit of body. Okay, I have, this is actually my own hair that's popping out. I can feel it in my scalp. So we'll have to deal with that. This isn't. This is where we need to see where this wig kind of wants to do its thing. Let me try this. I really hesitate to go much shorter than that. But I might actually razor that in a little bit more. I'm thinking, again, always take less than you think. Always take less than you think. Now, I'm going to take this right on down. I'm not going to go right into it. I'm just going to kind of let it slide on down. Okay, so I got a few more of these sort of long ones that I think I'm going to go ahead and incorporate with this. Yep. Okay. Make sure you got everything straight. Make sure everything's good. I'm going to take my little thing now and I'm going to go ahead and wisp these ends out. Take out kind of those longer ones. We do have a guard on here, so all is good. Okay, I'm going to do some more heat protectant. I'm going to kind of comb that through. And then we're going to go ahead we're going to do how we're going to secure this thing next. And once I get that really nicely secured, then I'm going to use a little more heat protectant, and I'm going to use this just a little bit more, and try to get some lift where I need it. And then with some hairspray, I think we can make all of this work. I'm very excited. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and remove this. I find these little scissors, these are like cuticle nippers. They work really well doing tiny little bit of work here that we need to do. Now, I'm going to see if there we go. So as you can see, they don't sew these in really super, every single hole. And I'm just going to cut away where that thread is, being very careful not to, of course, cut the cap or any hair. Okay, so now I have removed these clips here that were doing nothing for me at all. They have no hair there. So we've removed those. So now all that's left really is to see if this It Stays will do its job and secure on that sort of silicone base. And we're even going to have some hit right about here. I'm going to put this on so I can see exactly where that's going to be. So I do know already, really all right in here is where I want that It Stays. So, okay, very close to actually where I would put it when I'm wearing a wig. So this is going to be back. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be kind of to the side actually. And it looks like really, I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. I'm going to be putting it all the way, I think, back in here and right back in here. Very much the same as I do when I do this for my wigs. So this is a brand new one. Oh dear. So I'm going to kind of hold my hair back, but I do want to leave kind of this part down. So I'm going to kind of bring it down like that. And then we're just going to use kind of that It Stays is going to kind of go right over the top of this. So it is a little bit different than how I would do it. So let me get this going. You got to start it on the back of your hand first. Okay, come on. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead. It's going to take a bit to start working. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this back pretty far. And then again, I'm going to bring it down literally right about here. Right on top of the hair. Right through there. Here. Here. I'm going to kind of let this, and I'm going to bring it right here. The more I do this with this piece, the easier it will be for me to know exactly where it needs to go. So this is kind of a guessing game right now. Okay. Now this is water soluble. It's going to come out of my hair with water. All right. Right over the top. Right over the top. Okay, there we go. All right, the moment of truth. Let's see if this is going to secure. And I'm going to wear this. If it feels like it is secured right now, I'm going to wear it all day to see how it works when I'm in life, bending over, doing stuff, and see if it stays as its name says. So let's be careful. Let's not get any of it on the hair. I'm going to hold those bangs back for now. And I'm going to get this in the center, right about here. There it is. And I'm going to press it down. There's no clip there anymore. And unfortunately, that mirror is a little far away. I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to hold it. And I'm going to get my fingers now under the fibers. We might have to redo the whole blow dry thing. That's okay. We did it initially just to make sure that the length was okay. Hopefully this works. All right, I'm just gonna let it hang out there for a bit. I'm gonna wash this off the back of my hand, and I will be right back. I don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Okay. I am now going to secure the rest of it. All right. Yeah. I just don't think it's going to secure where that silicone is, which I think we all knew that was going to happen. But here on the side, which means I might actually take that, it stays back even farther, almost, you know, back to that first clip, because that is secured really nice. Ooh, guys. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like those bangs. I don't know. I'm afraid to sort of tug on it yet, to really test it, because man, I can tug on my wigs to high heaven and it's not moving. But I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid to do that right now. We will see. But already, you know, I'm really liking this bang. I'm afraid to get it much shorter than this. So I think because I am not used to wearing bangs all that much. Look at this. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Even though, you know, I could move that to the side, I just kind of want to do that little by little. If I see something that looks like it could be a little trimmed away, we will do that. I kind of like the look of this, but I might actually trim this a little shorter as well. I do have a funny feeling that is going to happen. I think I, by nature, am going to swoop it to the side, even though that wasn't kind of my plan. But remember, I'm gonna trim this longer than I think, because quite honestly, this is something that I hope that I can lift a little bit here in a minute. But I think I am going to kind of take that away just a little bit. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I haven't used hairspray or anything, which is going to help a lot, you guys. Using a little product, that is going to help. So I'm going to do just a couple squirts of that, and I'm going to get this. Now I'm holding it here so I don't move my topper around, or you could do this. Yeah, I think I've already kind of put that in that direction. You know, I might even, this is a full mono top, you guys, full mono top. So we can part this anywhere from here to here. We can absolutely part it and see really a really natural looking scalp. So I am by nature kind of a side parter. By the way, guys, this is actually, I don't think it's doing much where that silicone is, but this here, it is really doing a good job keeping us secure. All right. Not a lot, not a lot. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I really think product is gonna help me the rest of the way. I'm gonna do my fill-in powder now, because that is something that I always do, and it really is going to help with that sort of naturalness, the natural look of this entire look. So let's do that. Let me throw this away. Okay, the fill-in powder. comes with a stippling brush, and we're just going to very quickly do this. This does not take really any time at all. I'm going to get my mirror a little closer to me here. And before I have a lot of fun styling this, I'm going to go ahead now and utilize this fill-in powder all the way back here without taking up where we, have secured that. So I want to be a little careful. And again, I think I could even go further back with that It Stays, and it is going to do, I am hoping it is going to do a really good job. I have a Milan from Noriko that I had the same issue with, and I have not worn that one at all because, again, I couldn't figure out, I was thinking, how am I going to secure that? So I kind of employed my thoughts to that one to this one, and I am hoping, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't actually. So I'm very gray right through here. So I'm really taking this root powder all the way through my own natural hair to kind of disguise that grayness all the way through it. And my hair does grow out to really about here. So I'm taking this fill-in powder all the way to where my natural hair grows out, and then I'm going to take my finger and kind of shadow that out even more. And I'm going to do that on the other side in case my hair, blows back or I want to pin it back. That's the neat thing about wearing toppers as well, is you can really incorporate your own hair to clip it back on the side and all of that, and it looks great. Contrast. But let's kind of air out these fibers with some hairspray right away. This is my favorite hairspray when it comes to the kind you should use with your synthetic fibers. This is by Beauty Mark. It's the Style and Hold hairspray. I have tried many different hairsprays for synthetic fibers, and I was getting really frustrated because, gosh darn it, I really wanted my hairspray for my wigs to work like hairspray. I wanted it to hold, and I couldn't find any that did that. I don't know if I mentioned, but I don't recommend getting a metal base or a ceramic base. This is plastic. The metal, the ceramic, they tend to be too hot. We definitely don't want this. We don't want it to get so hot when these synthetic fibers touch this part. So this is plastic, and that's what I recommend. I am going to do a follow-up on this because I'm going to wear this all day, and then I'm going to come back to you right here in this video, so you don't have to wait for another video, and I'll let you know how it went through the day. So, all right, guys, it's 9 o'clock, or after 9 at night, actually, and you know what? I am very relieved to say that it has really sealed really nicely, if that's the right word. I'm a little tired. Long day. I have been editing all day. So this has worked out really well, and it's actually been very comfortable because I haven't had to deal with any clips all until right about here. So as mentioned, I think next time I will just go ahead and put the It Stays back even a little bit further, and it'll give me even more sort of security. But yeah, it really has held on really great. But I do want to take this down because I want to take this off and see. Oh, see, I was fishing for clips there, and there aren't any, and get a good feel as to sort of exactly how much hold we did have. All right. Oh wow, it did seal. Actually, we have some fairly good pretty good sealing going on there where that was. We did. Look at that. Oh, wonderful. It was on there better than I really thought it was. Great. Yeah, this part here, definitely did a good job. I think I'm going to actually take it even back farther to where that very first clip is, which is right probably right about here is that first clip. Then there's one in the back and then one right around here. So I'm just going to do that. And now, you know, water soluble, just get a little bit of water either on a cloth or on your fingers even, run it over that if it bothers you. And you can clean that off in between wearings. Really don't feel much here at all. Just a little bit kind of right in there. So this actually did a pretty good job. I did better than I thought. I'm so thrilled that we did. It really did kind of seal rather well there. So there you go, guys. It worked. The whole thing, I think, was a pretty big success. So to get this off my hair, all I do is I kind of get some cool warm water, I bend over the sink and I cup the water and I just kind of do that a few times. And then I comb through it and put a headband on for the rest of the night and I'm good. So that's how you deal with that. So as always, I always hope you go away with a little something, a little tip that you're really excited to try out. And again, if you just do not feel comfortable working on these yourself, find somebody who will be. So I hope you will subscribe right over here. And here is another video for you right up here that you can jump to. You might also find interesting. Okay, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.